This Action News Jax Family Focus special is presented by Public Supermarkets, ViStar Credit Union, Wolfson Children's Hospital, and Bozard Ford Lincoln. Beautiful babies born too early. Mothers and fathers left feeling powerless.
It was just beyond terrifying.
Doctors and nurses doing all they can.
She was tiny, the size of a small kitten or smaller, maybe even like a baby bird.
By their side, the March of Dimes and its team of volunteers, giving local families a lifeline and funding research to save lives. Action News Jax Family Focus presents The March of Dimes, a fighting chance for every baby.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lopez. Every family has a story. The March of Dimes has been a part of that story for countless local families, including my own. Over the next half hour, we'll show you how this organization has changed millions of lives, many of whom don't even realize it. Its mission to improve the health of babies. The March of Dimes works to prevent birth defects, premature birth, and infant mortality through research, education, vaccines, and medical breakthroughs. To fully understand this organization, it helps to know its history. The goals have changed over the decades, but its core values have remained focused on children. The March of Dimes came into being during the scourge of the polio virus. The virus invaded American life in the first half of the 20th century. Tens of thousands of children were infected. Those who were infected faced lifelong paralysis. The virus weakened muscles, twisted limbs, and devastated entire communities. Among those victims, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Despite losing the use of his legs, he was elected in a landslide to become the 32nd President of the United States. During his years in the White House, he helped found the National Foundation for Infantile Paralysis. The first mission raised money to deliver aid to communities across the country. In 1938, stage, screen, and radio star Eddie Cantor inspired a nationwide fundraising effort. The premise: send a dime to the White House. He coined it the March of Dimes, and that march became a flood. Nearly 2.7 million dimes arrived in the mail. That money not only provided immediate help during the epidemic, but spearheaded new medical research. In 1949, the group appointed Dr. Jonas Salk to lead research for a cure. Within 6 years, the first successful vaccine was released to the world for free. The fearsome disease of polio is all but non-existent today. With that mission accomplished, the March of Dimes shifted its focus to the womb. The group put its influence to bear against birth defects, infant mortality, and premature births. The effort continues to this day through nationwide fundraising, expansive education, and groundbreaking medical research. Every year, the March of Dimes enlists the help of a local family to spread its message. That family always has a powerful personal tie to its mission. This year, the Friedenstein family of Ponte Vedra Beach is sharing their story of love and faith.
As they were wheeling me into the OR to have my C-section, I thought, I don't know if I'm ever going to see their faces.
At just 24 weeks into her pregnancy, the last place Jennifer Friedenstein wanted to be was in a delivery room.
It was just beyond terrifying. You're kind of in shock, just really not knowing, what to expect and what's going to happen.
The emergency delivery was a success. Twins Eaton and Elliot were in the NICU getting specialized care.
The staff there was just absolutely amazing, and obviously owe the lives of my children to them.
Among the life-saving treatments the infants received surfactant to help develop their lungs.
March of Dimes research actually funded the development of that.
That's not all. Like many other moms, Jennifer was given information on what her babies faced and how the organization could help.
Just kind of facts about what's happening and their information and ways that they can support you. And just to let you know that you're not alone, that there are other moms that are out there that are going through this.
Slowly but surely, the twins grew stronger, healthier, and they're now thriving.
Can't believe they're about to turn 6.
A few years after their birth, Jennifer knew how she could help the organization that did so much for her family.
They are my miracles, and I really felt so strongly that I needed to give back. I needed to be a part of this organization so that I can show them that, yes, if this happens to you, you will survive, you'll make it.
Still to come on the March of Dimes Family Focus Special.
To go through this, it was the hardest thing I'd ever been through in my life. Is fighting for my babies.
A difficult pregnancy for Action News Jack's Dawn Lopez becomes a fight to save the lives of her twin son and daughter. Her story of grit and giving back. Plus, the best minds, all working for one purpose.
When you add them all up, I think we have over 150 scientists in total working on this.
How a new approach to problem solving is saving lives. Welcome back to the March of Dimes, a fighting chance for every baby. This Action News Jack's Family Focus Special is presented by Public Supermarkets, ViStar Credit Union, Wolfson Children's Hospital, and Bozard Ford Lincoln.
15 million babies are born prematurely each year around the world. 1 million will die. Even though we have access to excellent medical care here in the United States, many babies are still born too soon. For every 100 live births in America, 10 to 15 will be born too early. In Florida, 10% are born prematurely. In Duval County, the number is even higher at more than 11%. The goal of the March of Dimes is to get those numbers down to 8.1% by the year 2020. Premature births don't just create heartbreak for families, there's a heavy financial toll. The average medical cost that a family faces to care for a healthy baby is nearly $4,500. Now, when that baby is premature, the cost goes up even more, 12 times more, to more than $54,000. Most women are instantly in love the moment we hear we're pregnant. I know I was. It's a joy watching your belly grow with life, feeling baby kicks for the first time, and getting ready for the baby shower to celebrate the little one or little ones on the way. For those of us who faced a problem early in our pregnancy, the best time of our lives suddenly become a fierce fight for life. In my case, it was 2 tiny lives. The day I found out I was pregnant, I was ecstatic. I had to prepare double the diapers and bottles and toys. We were having twins. In November of 2003, only 6 months into my pregnancy, things just didn't feel right. I thought to myself, I better get to the doctor. And sure enough, I was told something was wrong.
Take the head of the bed and we lower it below the feet.
So if people think that that's a cakewalk, you're here to say what?
It is not a cakewalk. To lay in that position where your sinuses are stopped up and you're not eating and you're not drinking.
For 10 days, the doctors successfully kept the babies in utero, but on day 11, delivery, my babies just weren't waiting. One of my best college friends, Samaya, is a registered nurse of more than 20 years, was there.
That's a very hard thing to take care of your friend because you don't want to see your friend hurt. You don't want to see your friend sad. You don't want to see your friend lose her baby that you know that she has wanted for so long.
Dwight and Devaney were whisked away to the neonatal intensive care unit rather than into my arms to save their lives. And they fought hard. Their tiny, underdeveloped lungs fought off infections. There were brain bleeds and eye surgeries for my son. The NICU doctors didn't give up the fight, and my micro-preemie prize fighters didn't either. It was the most humbling experience I've ever gone through. You need medical miracles to help the smallest of babies survive, which means help from the community for special equipment and medication. Because of the help we receive from our medical experts in the March of Dimes, I'm a mom of 13-year-old twins.
I was born 6 minutes before her. So I was born first, and 6 minutes later, she was born. So I'm like a big brother to her. She's like my little sister.
My twins and I have heroes we've never even met in the community. It's where I was born and raised, and now where my children live. My twins made it thanks to new incubators, which block out noise and allow the medical staff to care for them without handling them as much. Developments like that come from cutting-edge research funded by the March of Dimes. It gathered together leading experts across a variety of fields, a kind of baby-saving think tank.
Creating a transdisciplinary center like this is a brand new way to think about doing science.
All of us think about problems day to day in different ways, but when we come together, we come up with very interesting ways of viewing this one problem, prematurity, in ways that we wouldn't have otherwise.
When you add them all up, I think we have over 150 scientists in total working on this. And so what the center to me represents is a whole new kind of researcher coming in. I'm coming in from the computer science perspective. There's others coming in for the microbiome and for the biology perspective.
We have engineers in the room. We have artificial intelligence, robotics people. We have mathematicians. We have epidemiologists such as myself. We have neonatologists. All these different disciplines with their own languages, starting to really think about how can we solve this problem.
Is giving me the opportunity to work with so many different kinds of scientists, again, all focused on a singular, very practical issue, which is to reduce preterm birth. And I think that's something that is going to be a landmark approach to complex human problems like preterm birth.
It takes the creativity and ideation that comes from people of different disciplines coming together to ask yet unasked questions.
One of the newest battles for the March of Dimes is against the Zika virus. A new report shows nearly 1,300 pregnancies were impacted in 44 states in 2016. If the mother is infected, 1 in every 10 fetuses will develop microcephaly, a severe brain malformation that causes intellectual disabilities, poor motor function, seizures, and more. Along with helping to educate pregnant women and connect them with proper care, the March of Dimes funds research. Right now, scientists are looking into a possible weak spot in the Zika virus that may lead to the first drug to treat an infection and protect the fetus.
Coming up on the March of Dimes Family Focus Special, fundraising, dollar by dollar, step by step.
I call it Healthy Moms, Healthy Babies.
How a mission to save newborn babies gets started and the simple ways you can help. Plus, over 2 decades of giving.
Little did I know when I started walking in high school that I would become one of the statistics.
How the March of Dimes helped shape one of its most charitable volunteers. Welcome back to the March of Dimes, a fighting chance for every baby. This Action News Jax Family Focus Special is presented by Public Supermarkets, ViStar Credit Union, Wolfson Children's Hospital, and Bozard Ford Lincoln.
Fundraising makes the March of Dimes possible. Donations from individuals, community business partners, and others. That spirit of giving was on full display on a chilly spring morning at Jacksonville University. There may have been stormtroopers, but this was no Imperial March.
I call it Healthy Moms, Healthy Babies.
Terry West, president and CEO of ViStar Credit Union, is talking about the March for Babies.
We do this because we want to give back to the community, and we want to do things such as this that helps improve people's lives.
West was among hundreds of people who fought off yawns and cold weather to raise money and awareness for the March of Dimes. While the event itself is a 3-mile walk, getting there is a journey all in itself. Teams of people from community partners like ViStar, Publix, and Wolfson's Children's Hospital spent months raising money.
They register online and they create teams and do different fundraisers.
During her fundraising event with ViStar, Brittany Rudd told us how she received incredible care for her daughter Reagan in the NICU at Wolfson Children's Hospital.
In particular, we had 3 nurses who primaried Reagan during the daytime and at night. And we had just peace of mind, at least going home, that she was in great hands.
Amanda Soto with the Publix team has been a part of the effort for more than a decade and a half. She always knew the organization worked wonders, but didn't fully understand what that meant until recently.
A year and a half ago, our little princess was born 3 months early at 1 pound 14 ounces.
Her daughter Isabel received life-saving treatments in the neonatal intensive care unit like surfactant, helping the newborn develop her lungs.
And now she's a year and a half old, strong, feisty, and healthy as can be.
When all was said and done, March for Babies teams raised more than $700,000.
I think it's very exciting that everybody's here because it tells you when people come together what they can accomplish for a good cause.
And fulfilling the mission of the March of Dimes requires a lot of big-time help in Northeast Florida. Another way the group gets the fundraising job done is with its signature chef's auction. Good fun, local celebrities, and a high-class auction. That's what happens every fall in Jacksonville. At last year's event, our area's top chefs served up a feast to bidders. Florida Senator Aaron Bean acted as auctioneer, presenting exciting items like hotel stays, fine dining, even a game day experience at Jags owner Shad Khan's own suite. At the end of the night, the March of Dimes raised $110,000. Stay tuned to Action News Jax for details on this year's event. None of these events are possible without the help of volunteers who give so much of their time, their energy, and their money. Joining me now is Amy Turchi, who knows a thing or two about that. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Dawn. I'm happy to be here.
Tell us what the March of Dimes means to you.
Well, it's an organization that I've been involved with since I was in high school. I started volunteering there, and really they funded the research that saved my son's life. He was born 8 weeks prematurely, just like 1 in 10 babies.
And so tell me how your son is doing now and how he benefited from the research and from the medical equipment.
Certainly. Well, he's doing wonderfully now. He's 7 years old and no lasting effects from his prematurity. But I did receive the steroid shot at 24 weeks because my water had actually broken at 21.
And tell me about what you're doing now, because you are chairing a whole event at this point.
That's true, yes. I actually was the board chair during 2015, 2016, and now I'm chairing the Signature Chefs Auction in 2017.
So what's the exciting part about the auction and that night? I've been, and last year I was just blown away.
Well, then you know the energy in the room. It's just so much fun to attend. We have the top chefs in our community there that present some tasting portions for all the guests. And it's just a wonderful night of fun and raising money for the March of Dimes so that they can continue to fund research that saves lives.
So even if you aren't a mom or a dad yet, you're someone in the community and you'd like to do more, you'd like to get involved, what would you say to someone who's maybe looking for a mission, looking for something to get involved with? Is this the organization maybe to take a peek at?
Oh, it certainly is. We do have the special events committees that someone could be involved in the Signature Chefs Auction or March for Babies. Certainly there's always the opportunity to donate and to walk for March for Babies. So
and
absolutely.
It's totally fulfilling. I know it has been for you.
Exactly, it is. It makes me so happy to give back to the organization that truly did save Alex's life.
All right, and a high five for your little man.
Still to come on the March of Dimes Family Focus Special, a message of hope and determination in both English and Spanish.
That's why we're all doing this, for our love for the future, our love for the babies, our love for them being healthy.
How the March of Dimes' newest national ambassador is fulfilling the dreams and promise of his mother. Welcome back to the March of Dimes, a fighting chance for every baby. This Action News Jax Family Focus Special is presented by Public Supermarkets, ViStar Credit Union, Wolfson Children's Hospital, and Bozard Ford Lincoln.
The plight of premature babies crosses all races, cultures, and socioeconomic influence. No one exemplifies the mission of the March of Dimes like its current ambassador family.
When I was 33 weeks pregnancy, I went to my routinary visit, told me that my amniotic fluid was very low. She told me, you have to go to the hospital and stay for a while until we stabilize you because the baby could be in risk. It was like a red light. During that 34 weeks that I knew I was having problems, I was looking for information, and I was able to go to a March of Dimes educational program, and that helped me a lot. I asked about my amniotic fluid because I was struggling with that before. And when she saw the numbers, opened the eyes very wide. She has to rush to the hospital. Now, you're having the baby. Boom.
Complication was his growth. Even late premature babies have initial delayed growth, and he was below the chart for until around 18 months of age. His main issue was asthma, which started around 10 months of age with bronchiolitis. He would develop wheezing episodes with most of his upper respiratory tract infections, and he was diagnosed asthmatic in around 2004.
What if? What if? What if? It's something that comes to your mind all the time. What if? If I miss that appointment, if I just go and do my agenda because I was feeling well, I have no bad symptoms at all. If I wasn't able to get the medical advice, the information from March of Dimes, if I wasn't responsible with all this.
Had they not found out about the amniotic fluid, then he would have probably had more of the complications associated with prematurity. He's a completely healthy and normal child at this point.
called us and announced that Ismael was elected the national ambassador.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited. I couldn't believe it. When they told me at first, I started crying. I couldn't believe it. It was just such a great experience knowing that I'm gonna be representing the organization that helped me be me.
He's also fully bilingual, so he'll be able to address both Spanish-speaking crowds and English-speaking crowds. And he does it with the biggest ease. He never gets nervous, no matter who he's talking to. So he's going to be a great asset to the March of Dimes.
He has a great heart. He knows what he's been through. He knows his story, and I always ask him to pay it forward. Life has been good with you. You have to help others.
That's why we're all doing this, for our love for the future, our love for the babies, our love for them being healthy, so we can help each and every one that needs the necessary help.
At this point, you must be asking, how can I help? There are so many ways. Number one, you can give a monetary donation. The easiest and safest way is online at marchofdimes.org. Remember, it's tax deductible. Number two, volunteer and help us raise money. You can create your own team at work or among friends. And third, get educated on the issues and become an advocate. Get involved politically and fight for the issues you care about. Just remember, it's almost a 100% certainty that this wonderful organization touched your life if you never had polio, if your mother took folic acid during her pregnancy, or if you were tested for illnesses right after you were born. You are a March of Dimes baby.